Are you ready?
Welcome to The Huddle, brought to you by 956sports.com, powered by our friends at McDonald's, and served up weekly here on Fox 2. My name's Tony Fortina, thanking you so much for making us part of your day. I'll be joined by Dr. Greg Selber of the University of Texas Pan American. Mean Gene the Hitting Machine, Coach Gene Garza, he'll step in as well, and we've got a very special guest joining us from the Mid-Valley Town Crier. We welcome Mike Gonzalez. Now don't forget, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/956sports, and find out why over 5,100 of your closest friends already like us. And while you're there, if you've got some great photos from the game, maybe those impressive student sections that we hear so much about, load them up, let us see them. We may use them right here on the show. There was two games this week in particular that attracted quite a bit of attention. As a matter of fact, if you added up both attendances, you'd get over 23,000 people. Let's start at the smaller one of those games. The Donna Redskins traveled to Sherryland to take on the undefeated Sherryland Rattlers. It was late in the fourth quarter when Dion Padilla would drop back and get together with Darian Hernandez to tie the ball game up at 28. Sherryland had way too much firepower. Their comeback was inevitable. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at Tres Barrera. Drop back, fake the handoff. He is going to go long to Christian Martinez, and you'll see Christian Martinez scamper right up the field, 70 yards for pay dirt. As a matter of fact, I did that, no justice. Let's check in with our good friend Rick Miller of 956sports.com and see how he had the call for us. And as you can see, the fans went absolutely crazy. They weren't done yet, though. Tres Barreras would take this one right up the gut, and that would put the nail in the coffin for the Donna Redskins. Tres Barrera had 269 yards passing, 66-yard rushing on 9 attempts, and the Sherryland Rattlers stay undefeated, 48-28 victors over the Donna Redskins. In Weslaco, where we saw 14,000. As a matter of fact, there's the Weslaco home side. The visiting Weslaco east side looked a little something like this. Now this was going to turn out to be the Saul Cuellar show. Here we go with the pitch out. Saul would run it up a few yards, eventually get hit by a Panther defender. Next play, here comes Saul again. And guess what? Bonus yards for the face mask call that went down. That set him up very deep in Panther territory. And here comes Saul Cuellar from 12 yards out, breaking the 0-0 score. The East Wildcats would go up 7-0 and not look back. There was more Cuellar to be seen, though. East came out to play. Cuellar would cap the drive with yet another touchdown that we are going to see as soon as we're done with this play by quarterback number 4, Brandon Gomez. There we go. So that puts the Weslaco East Wildcats up in district and big 24 victors over the Weslaco Panthers in the first ever Tinaco Bowl. It took 11 years for these two teams to ever meet, and Dr. Greg Selber and Mike Gonzalez of the Mid-Valley Town Crier will give you more details during the Selber Spotlight coming up shortly. Now from that game, we move right over to Mercedes and Valley View, the Battle of the Tigers. Look at Isaiah Garza under pressure. Matthew Guzman makes the catch, fakes out our cameraman, and we can tell by everybody in the crowd that's a touchdown. Mercedes goes up 27-20 when Isaiah Garza would hit Christian Zamora on a 55-yard touchdown pass. But Valley View, not being done yet, would score on the absolute final play of the game. And here we go. To overtime is what the Valley View Tigers would force. In the second overtime, Mercedes goes 4th and 10. Carlos Quintanilla catches the pass and would set up this Guzman going around the outside and put the Tigers up for good. 33-30 in double overtime. The Mercedes Tigers pick up the victory. At McAllen Memorial Stadium, we would see the PSA North Raiders take on the McAllen Memorial Mustangs, and junior kicker Edgar Ruiz would put PSA North up on this short field goal, 24-21. Later, Edgar Escaname would score, putting North up for good, 30-21, Raiders defeat the Mustangs. Head south to Hidalgo, where the Hidalgo Pirates would play host to the Rio Hondo Bobcats without their quarterback, Juan Puga. However, Hidalgo does have Shea Patterson, who we can see run the ball. And then, of course, Mr. Patterson has the great ability to throw the ball. He's going to hook up on this one play with J.D. Badillo and put the Pirates up 7-0. That all happened in the first half of play. And that's when Hidalgo would check out and the Bobcats would check in. The Rio Hondo Bobcats pick up a 19-15 victory over the Hidalgo Pirates. Now, if there's a highlight you want to see that we didn't show here on the Huddle, make sure you log on to 956sports.com. You can check out action from Saturday night. The PSA Memorial Wolverines playing host to the Nicky Rowe Warriors, and La Jolla Juarez Lincoln Huskies taking on the Edinburgh Economides Jaguars. Those will be online for you at 956sports.com. Make sure you like our Facebook page at facebook.com/956 and send us your thoughts. Send us your comments, critiques, and queries. Let us know how we can help you enjoy Valley High School football more than what you do already. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, Dr. Greg Selber and Mike Gonzalez of the Mid-Valley Town Crier will spotlight the Weslaco East game in the first ever Tinaco Bowl with our Selber Spotlight. Right here on The Huddle, brought to you by 956sports.com, served up by McDonald's on Fox 2.
Looking for a bit of indulgence? Look no further than the new chocolate chip frappe from McCafe. Every bit as delicious as the McCafe frappes you love, only this one has a bit more wow. Bits of chocolate chips in every sip. Blended into mocha and caramel, all topped with a double drizzle of chocolate and sweet caramel. You've never had a frappe like this. Better get your hands on one quick, because it's only here for a little bit. The simple joy of the perfect sip.
A lot of people don't know who we are, what we do. These girls showed up one day all dressed up, and they thought it was a dance hall. We wanted people to know that we're building materials. Mott's Cash and Carry building materials. People come in and they're surprised. Man, you guys have got great deals. I didn't know you was here. I mean, we've been here for over 40 years. And you thought the good old days were gone forever? We're still here. Mott's Cash and Carry building materials. It's not a dance hall, you know.
Well, everybody, welcome to Selber Spotlight. We've got a special guest here today. We're going to talk Mid-Valley. The spotlight falls on Weslaco, one of the great football towns in the Valley. Mike Gonzalez of the Mid-Valley Town Crier, good to see you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Mike was the sports editor at the Pan American Student newspaper back in the day, and he's carved out a nice professional career. Now, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. It's something that you know and that most of the folks know. Weslaco is a great football town. Even back into the 30s and 40s, me and you both love the history. We could probably tell you a chapter and verse from some of the old days.
Yeah.
You know, the Bobby Lackey days, you know, the Misak Rivas days, and you wrote a lot of great stories about that team. So what I wanted to ask you was, first of all, why is Weslaco such a good football town?
Well, just the energy, the atmosphere that the fans bring. They love it. Since I was 5 years old when I won my first football game.
That's right. He was telling me this great story. You were 5 years old going to a crazy Weslaco game, but not at Bobby Lackey.
It was at Barbie Field. At
Field.
a packed house against the Donna Redskins. And even before that, when I was 4, my father would take me riding around the stadium on Friday night, which that's why I love high school football.
That's incredible, man. I mean, hey, listen, if anybody was born to cover high school football, it's this cat right here. All right, so bottom line is the split happened 11 years, two schools, 11 years ago. They were bound to play sooner or later with realignment doing what it did. Last night's game was historical.
It was, well, at least the pregame was. The electricity was unbelievable, and there was, you know, thousands and thousands of fans, even hours before the game, tailgating.
Nice, like a tailgate. That was the way Donna Sherryland was, too.
It was an unbelievable atmosphere. I'd never seen anything like it, at least at Bobby Lackey Stadium.
Right.
And, you know, I'm glad I was there. It
now,
was special.
Are you surprised at the way the game turned out? The denouement, 24-0, man. I was surprised at that.
Well, I was surprised with the way Wesco defense manhandled Wesco High the way they did in pretty much every phase of the game. Offense, defense, special teams.
I thought it was even going in. I really did.
Well, I did have that game even the whole season. I mean, before the season, people were asking me who's going to win, and I always said it's going to take me a few weeks to know. And I still couldn't decide who's going to win. And you know, in the end, Wesco East just.
So then East takes a big win. They stay in a tie for first with McAllen in the crazy Murderers Row District. Now, what are we going to do going forward? 3 weeks to go here now. You look at Weslaco's schedule. At McAllen, PSGA, at San Benito. If they win 2 out of 3, can they make the playoffs?
The Panthers, I think, will make the playoffs. But they got to go back to what got them to that winning formula, which was running the ball, making some key third down throws, long sustained drives, and play solid defense. The Panthers did not get a turnover Friday night, which they had
probably the first time all year, I think.
It was the first time all year they at least had 1 turnover. And when they would get a turnover, it would be very, very critical. It would help their offense out.
Look, whenever you get a turnover and score, it really helps your team out. I'm surprised Weslaco didn't move the ball better because traditionally they've had great running game over there.
That just tells you that they did their homework. And let's keep in mind, a lot of those coaches from East used to be former coaches from Wesco High.
So they still got some inklings. I love it. Yeah, that even makes the rivalry better, though, because the coaches and the fans.
If there's a coaching staff that knows the opposition's offense, it was them, and they did a spectacular job, and they had their guys ready.
Okay, so now East, they got Memorial at PSJ Memorial in Row. They've got 1 loss. Can they win that district? Because right now they're tied for first.
Well, they're hot right now. They're rolling, and especially when like Friday night only boosts their morale that much more. You know, and everybody at East feels like they should have beaten PSGA North. PSGA North is the only school that has beaten both Wesco schools, but they could have easily be unbeaten right now in district. So I feel pretty good about their chances if they play like the way they did Friday night.
Rivalries like this, new ones and old, great matchups, old friends getting together to talk about football. This is why we do this stuff. That's why people love Valley High School football. The Spotlight will continue to bring you interesting things that you will not get anywhere else. That's one of the things we're trying to do here at 956 and Fox. Greg Selber, The Spotlight, for Mike Gonzalez, out. Yeah.
Is that all right?
It's time to take a moment and look at another Valley athlete and scholar. Natalie Ariola introduces us to Adrian Salazar, this week's Wiener Schnitzel Scholar Athlete.
Nicky Rose wide receiver Adrian Salazar goes beyond contributing on the football field by being involved in various school organizations.
I'm in NHS, National Honor Society. You have to have like a 94 GPA and above to be able to participate. And TSA, Technology Students of America, and I competed there in state and regionals.
Head coach Paul Reyes enforces to his players, including Adrian, to stay focused and to not take for granted their opportunity to be an example to others.
Motivation comes from within, you know, but we talk about team unity and a lot of pride. And, you know, one of our slogans or mottos is to always do right. And we say it's not only do right in the field, but to do right in the classroom and always do the right things.
Playing the wide receiver position has always been Adrian's desire.
I've played it since I was like 6 years old. I played it at Boys and Girls Club. I played it pretty much my whole life, my whole career of football. I played wide receiver. So this is my peak right now as a senior.
Already preparing by taking college prep classes, Adrian's aspirations after high school are high and achievable.
I plan on majoring in architecture. Just being able, that makes a lot of money in the future. And like being able to make buildings and stuff like after your name.
With his family's support, a great coaching staff, and his drive to succeed, there's no stopping this warrior in achieving his dreams. For the Huddle in McAllen, I'm Natalie Ariola.
Congratulations, Adrian, and great job, Natalie, bringing us our Wiener Schnitzel Scholar Athlete of the Week. We're going to kick it out to Ed Calchelsa and let the cheerleaders send us to break. Take it away, guys.
Hey, we're the Ed Calchelsa Yellow Jacket Varsity Cheerleaders, and you're watching the Huddle.